Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to bridge a pretty fascinating gap between our super comfortable modern habits and the absolute mind-blowing reality of human history. We're looking at exactly how ancient humans somehow managed to travel the entire globe. I mean, it's a story of sheer endurance, survival, and some truly incredible ancient logic that literally shaped the world we live in today. Let's get right into it.
So I really want you to imagine this for a second. Imagine someone coming up to you today and asking you to walk across an entire continent. No car, no plane, no phone in your pocket to guide you. Not even a paper map. Just you, your 2 feet, and thousands of miles of completely unknown, untamed land ahead of you. Would you actually do it? I mean, to our modern brains, that sounds completely impossible, doesn't it? It is just wild to contrast our daily lives with theirs. Think about our modern struggles. We, and yeah, I'm definitely guilty of this too, complain when the parking spot at the grocery store is just a little too far from the entrance. We'll literally circle the lot 3 times just to save a few dozen steps. Meanwhile, the ancient reality? Our ancestors somehow populated almost every single continent on Earth using nothing but their own 2 feet. They didn't have paved walkways or hiking boots, they just had pure willpower. Section 1. The Accidental Explorers. Following food, not maps.
You know, history often gets this part completely wrong. We tend to romanticize the past, right? We picture our ancestors boldly looking over the horizon, setting out to conquer the unknown. But actually, scratch that. Their movement was entirely reactionary. Step 1, the animals they relied on for food migrated. Step 2, maybe a vital river dried up because the seasons changed. And step 3, humans had absolutely no choice but to pack up and move. Generation after generation, they were just accidentally changing history. They were just following their food and searching for water, slowly spreading into new places without even realizing they were writing the very first chapters of human geography.
Moving on to Section 2. Built for walking, because survival literally depended on it.
We often compare ourselves to other animals, and honestly, we can feel a bit inadequate. We obviously lack a cheetah's speed or a bear's raw power, but we have the secret weapon we completely take for granted today, and that is sheer endurance. Look, today, modern walking involves glancing at a smartwatch, desperately trying to hit that magical 10,000 steps goal. But ancient humans, they often traveled for hours and hours at a time because their survival absolutely depended on it. Walking wasn't some fitness routine you squeezed in after work. It was life itself. Basically, if you couldn't walk, you couldn't eat.
Section 3. Prehistoric Google Maps. Let's talk about nature's highways.
So think about it. If they didn't have roads, how did they know where to go without getting hopelessly lost in a thick, terrifying forest? Well, they found the ultimate solution in nature's highways. They just stuck to the rivers. Rivers acted as a literal prehistoric navigation app. A river didn't just give them a clear, unobstructed path to follow, it sustained them while they traveled. I mean, it provided fresh drinking water, fish to catch, and a place where other animals would naturally gather to drink, which made hunting way easier. Instead of wandering blindly into a dense, confusing forest, they just let the water guide them.
Which brings us to Section 4, Crossing the Water. Trusting tide logs.
Okay, so eventually, following the water means you're going to run out of land, right? You hit the coast, or maybe a massive, uncrossable river, or even an ocean. And it all comes down to this one simple but incredibly profound question. What's over there? Humans have just always been naturally curious. Looking across a body of water at a distant, hazy shoreline pushed entire groups of people into places nobody had ever lived before. Sometimes that curiosity changed history. And honestly, sometimes it probably just got them into a lot of trouble. But hey, humans have always been remarkably good at both.
I really want you to think about what crossing that water actually meant for a second. Just imagine trusting a few logs tied together to carry you across the open sea. Using these incredibly simple rafts or boats, they took an unimaginable risk. I mean, without those early, frankly, terrifying crossings on tied-up logs, humans would have never reached many of the distant lands and islands they didn't even know existed. They were making history, but again, entirely by accident.
So it's super important to ground our understanding of their mindset here. When we look back from the modern era, their global expansion looks like this exciting, world-conquering adventure. But their actual goals, they were incredibly basic. They were absolutely not trying to conquer the world. They were just looking for food, seeking safer places to live away from predators or rivals, and, trying to find better weather. History only looks like a grand, sweeping narrative when we're looking backwards. To them, traversing the globe was just the mundane reality of everyday survival, taking it one step at a time, following the seasons. Which brings us right back to where we started. The next time you open up your phone and the map app tells you your destination is just a 15-minute walk away, are you still going to complain? Or will you maybe take a moment to look down at your own 2 feet, remember the sheer endurance programmed into your DNA, and wonder where you could go if you simply decided to just keep walking?